In this video, I'm going to show you another option for your old Windows 7 computer. Maybe you found that it is a little slow. You don't want to upgrade it to Windows 10. As you know, Microsoft is going to stop supporting Windows 7 in January 2020. I don't exactly know the date, but in January 2020, they are out of Microsoft support. So one of my options, and I've been doing this for many years now, probably 7, 8 years now, is if I have an old computer that is out of support and it's slow, sluggish, I just install another operating system which is called Linux. In this video, I'm going to show you what I did. All right, so the first thing that we have to do is go to the Linux site, and linuxmint.com is where I go for the Linux Mint. And since I have a 64-bit system, I'm gonna try and download their 64-bit program. So it's gonna be here. I'm gonna choose the Cinnamon. That's what I've been using for many years. Just click on that. I'm gonna choose on the site nearest to me because I'm in the USA, and I'm gonna download that program, that ISO program. It's gonna be there. And if you go to this website, you can actually see the different version is 19.3, and you also have to download 2 text files for verification that you have in fact downloaded genuine software. Download that, and then the other one too. And you can read on that website too if you want. I mean, I think it's advisable that you have to read the website anyway. And opening the first website, which is a checksum file, I'm going to choose the checksum that is provided by the website. I'm going to compare it with what I did, with what I downloaded. If both of them are exactly the same, that means I have verified that. So here, I'm going to create a checksum file for the first ISO file, well, the only ISO file that I downloaded. It's there. Just going to put it there because I'm going to type that long file name. Go to the command line. And I'm going to go to downloads folder because that's where I downloaded it. And I'm going to exactly type the instructions based on the website. Okay. It's going to create a checksum file. And I'm going to compare it. It says completed successfully. All right. I'm just going to copy and paste that to a notepad. That is this checksum file generated. And I'm going to compare it with the previous one from the website for the 64-bit system. Yeah, one look at it and it is exactly the same. So I feel very good about that. The other one is a verification process. Again, this is based on the instruction on the website. And I ran that command just now on the same command line. And it says good signature. That's all you need. Good signature from Linux Mint ISO. Okay. As long as it says good signature, you should be all set. Okay. Good signature. So we are very confident that we have a very good file. And the next one, of course, and the final one is the creation of the bootable media. You can use a USB stick. That's the most common one, probably more convenient too. But since I have a DVD already just in front of me, I just need a DVD there version. So I just did that instruction there to right click and burn into DVD. And that's what I'm going to use to um, as the bootable media to install the Linux operating system on top of my um, Windows system. So we're ready now. So you have to insert the boot DVD that you just created, turn on the Windows computer, and press F12 continuously. This will have this menu. You can boot on your DVD drive if you have one. You will have to press on Start the Linux Mint. It's booting now from the Linux Mint DVD that you have just created. Click on that Linux Mint icon, and you're going to go through the whole setup of installing the software. English, because that's what I have, and I also choose to already connect it to the Wi-Fi. And it's going to take a few minutes, the same as the other system when you install a new software. Uh, it's supposed to just say install Linux, but because I already have a existing Linux installation, it asks me to erase it and reinstall a new one. But for new system, it should be just install Linux. Your area where you are, and then of course it asks you to name your computer. You can do whatever you want, and in this case I also choose to have a password to log in all the time. You can also have another choice of log in automatically. And the whole installation is going to take a few minutes, uh, maybe around 20-30 minutes. I haven't really keep track of that, but it's kind of like you have to wait for it for a little bit. So a little bit of patience here. Installation has finished. In our case, restart. It will ask you to remove the installation medium. This is the menu. You can go to Linux for by default, and also your Windows 7 because you just installed it on top of it. Put your password, and it should be all set to go. Windows. Here we're going to go to Driver Manager. We're going to update the drivers. Ask you to authenticate yourself using your password. So you're updating the driver right now. The next one that we're going to do is the software manager, where we're going to install software that we want. There's plenty of software available. We're going to install GIMP. This is what I use too often too. And that's all you have to need. Authenticate yourself. You can launch it if you want, or you can remove it if you want. But in our case, I'm going to launch it. As you notice, this is the older GIMP version. It's probably the more stable in the Linux system. In this case, we're gonna do the update manager, basically the software update of the Linux operating system. Just say apply updates. That's how easy it is to do this. Just authenticate yourself again, and you should be all set. The next one that we're gonna do is the time shift. Time shift is to have a backup copy of your software in your system. In case there's something wrong, you can always go back to where it was working previously. So let's say at 10 o'clock, it was working fine. And then we're going to use the rsync here anyway. That is the most stable version of this backing up. So if if for example your system didn't do well around probably 6 p.m., then you can always go back to the previous backup. And if you look at this, there's a snapshot already, and there's a time there. So as I said before, rsync is what I used. This is where the location of the snapshot of the software, and I always schedule it for daily at 5 copies a day. It's the default anyway. I just leave it like that. And you can change it if you want. And the users, I don't want to have a snapshot of the root and my directory, because most of the time you put something there which is not really relevant to the software function. Those are your scripts probably over there, but not very relevant. And the other one is creation of additional users and groups. We're going to have to create another user for your computer. This is how easy it is to do that. It's like your Windows system. There are two types, standard and administrator. Normally I made myself as the administrator, and the rest are standards. Add. Okay, it defaults to new password. So you can create a password for that. Again, the interface is like your usual Windows system. So it wouldn't be too shocking for most Windows users. So it's really very, very easy. All right. The next one that I'm going to show you is how to have a shortcuts for your software, VLC. Right click and add to panel, and if you notice, it would have the shortcut on the panel. They call it a panel there. Okay, so that's all I'm going to show you. You can read more about Linux, and I hope that you enjoy your new Linux machine. And if you like this video, please subscribe and hit that notify bell. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye.